I want to bring in Neuberger Berman, Senior Research Analyst, Daniel Flax, to talk about it. What's happening here? It's like, is this a risk-on trade, or is this just that there was these folks were so unloved that now people are loving them again? What do you crack this up to?
Good morning, Andrew. I think the market's focusing on the innovation and the growth potential of these companies later this year and into next year. And you couple that with, we saw the move from Amazon yesterday. They're starting to take a much more aggressive stance in terms of managing costs. And so if they're able to do that, I suspect what we'll see is that free cash flow and earnings growth will improve over the next year. And so that is what I think the market is focused on.
So of the stocks on the screen, those, of course, the FAANG stocks, which ones do you like? Which ones don't you?
We like Google at current levels. I think Google, the search business is durable. Sure, it's seeing cyclical headwinds, and I think they have an underappreciated opportunity in their cloud business. Amazon, which we touched on, I think e-commerce will continue to become more important to buyers and, of course, to third-party sellers. Really, it's about empowering small and medium businesses. We continue to like Amazon's growth prospects in cloud, even as it too is facing some cyclical pressures. With Facebook or Meta, it remains important to customers and to advertisers. They're transitioning their business. We're seeing traction in Reels, and we're continuing to watch that closely. And I'll round it out with Apple, where they see some pressure in parts of their business, which, of course, are consumer-facing. But I think the product cycles are healthy. The install base in iPhone is growing, and I think the services business remains robust. So,
okay. We
see opportunity.
I want to go back through that list again, though. Okay, Google, really Alphabet in this case. Speak to the AI of it, because, you know, if we weren't talking about a banking crisis right now, we'd be talking about ChatGPT. And everybody's concerned about whether ChatGPT is going to take over the world, and whether Google, which effectively had this technology first, is now officially behind.
Google has a tremendous amount of intellectual property around generative AI, or artificial intelligence. It's very, very early. One of the exciting things about ChatGPT is all of us across many different industries are seeing the potential. And I think Google has capabilities and will roll a lot of that out in the weeks, months, and years ahead. It's important that they're able to do it in a thoughtful way. A lot of the data has to be managed carefully. Of course, the truth behind the answers is very, very important. So I think Google will compete, certainly from a PR perspective. We'll hear more from them. Ultimately, it's about delivering a robust service, which they've been able to do to date. And I think we'll see more of that.